Ladies and gentlemen, and children of all ages, the play's the thing. With your host, Judy Sleed. Special guest, wellness guru, Barbara Kinnier. Now here's Judy.
Are we on?
Yes, we're having so much fun here, Barbara and I. But it's too bad they didn't start recording before we were laughing so much. You are a wellness guru. Oh my gosh, I never had a guru on my show. What does guru mean, Barbara?
Well, it has the whole spiritual aspect to it. So I'm not just a personal trainer or a fitness instructor. I do classes or nutritional consultant. I also encourage people on their spiritual journey. So that's why I've been called that, and I thought, that kind of fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
I have many titles. I've been called a wellness coach.
So you just want people to be well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Spirit, mind, and body.
Yes. So you are from Sag Harbor, which, I mean, that's where you live now, and that's in the Hamptons.
Yes. It's called the Unhampton, but yes.
It does? Well, it's such a beautiful little place.
Yeah.
But you were born elsewhere, I imagine. I forgot where you were born.
Well, I was actually born in Whitestone, New York, and grew up in Islip, Long Island, about an hour west of here. And I'm a resident in Sag Harbor about, 14 years, and we absolutely love it.
And I've known you like many years now.
Yeah, Brianna, my daughter, and I were just talking about it.
Yeah.
And
yes.
I'm just going to say 7 or 8.
7, or you go by how old your children were. Yeah, that's the good way to go.
That's how I go when I try to figure out how long we're living out here, too, because Brianna had just turned a year old, so.
When you came here?
When we moved to Sag Harbor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now she's in high school?
She'll be a junior. Yep, yeah.
And you married to a teacher who teaches in Sag Harbor?
Yes.
And he's also well known in the neighborhood, just like you are.
Yep, yeah. We're so blessed to live in such a wonderful community. So I have my private studio as part of my home, and that's working out wonderful. My woman-to-woman wellness business, where I do, my personal training and some classes and nutritional consulting.
Well, I have partaken in some of your endeavors. I used to go to your house, and I remember you were teaching me how to move and what to do. And did I fall off the ball?
Well, I love to use that word, move. I think that movement is really a key to wellness. We were created to be active, and I always say that if somebody with an active lifestyle is going to have a great, wellness journey. Yeah, yes. Be healthy and whole and just more joy in their life.
And no matter how old they are, they will be able to run. Because I can't remember the last time I ran, and I don't know if I could. Not only that, but to jump. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If you don't keep up with that, then all your muscles and everything will just go away.
Yeah. And people don't have to necessarily run. I mean, there's so many wonderful things that you could do for activity. I mean, riding a bike. We live on this beautiful island with, we could go canoeing and kayaking, which we love to do. There's, the swimming and walking. I mean, everybody can, hopefully. And that's one of the things that I really encourage people with, is just the fact that if you're able to walk, then let's be grateful. Because some people can't, some people are, in a wheelchair or bedridden or whatever. So it kind of changes the whole outlook for people. So
right.
I really try to focus on, that's really one of my real secrets that we were starting to talk about, our secrets. And I really use this myself all the time and really encourage all of my clients to start the day with a grateful heart. You know, begin every day with a grateful heart. And if there's any kind of magic out there, you know, everybody's looking for a quick fix. I mean, just immediately as we start to give thanks for all the blessings in our lives, immediately our spirits are uplifted.
So true.
Yeah.
So I think most everybody should talk to you so they could remember to do that each morning.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you remember to do that?
Well, if I don't remember, I can see the difference in myself immediately. So it's just a habit that I've created because I saw that it's so powerful. And journaling is another tool that I use. Besides my you know, my Thanksgiving and my gratefulness comes from like a prayer life that I have, that I start the day thanking God every morning with my stretches. All my stretches for prevention, because I did hurt my back. Using very heavy weights when I was working with men at the gym, the local gym that I was working at for 8 years. So I don't just preach all these things. I actually do them. You know, I stretch every day, and I try to do some kind of aerobic activity. And very important, what you said about the muscles. We're not only losing our balance, so we have to do balance work.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, but if we don't, you know, use our muscles, like my husband says with the math, if you don't use it, you lose it. And it's the same.
I heard that so many.
Tries to make me feel better with that.
Yeah, that's a teacher. What they say, you know.
But the same with the muscles. You know, we
Yeah.
have to. You know, they will atrophy, and that probably is the biggest thing with the women that I hear. You know, well, as I've gotten older, I've gained weight. I didn't do anything different, and it really is because we lose muscle mass unless we're doing some kind of strength training.
Well, I just can't understand how come balance have to do with, you know, everything else. Because I feel that I lost most of my balance because I'm just walking so carefully because I don't want to fall.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, you know, it's gravity. You know, we're fighting against gravity, so it really is just kind of a natural
So what's the best thing to do to regain your balance?
It's one of the most natural things, and every time we walk, every time we take a step, so many things happen in our body, like thousands of things, so that we can do that. So that's one of the best things that we can do to help with our balance is movement. So just walking. And then, you know, I have my clients, I'll tell them to stand on one leg, and we lift weight. Yes, yeah. I said you can brush your teeth and stand on one leg, or when they're using, I have classes now at Long Beach in Sag Harbor for the summer on Tuesday and Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Yeah.
You get up so early?
And we just are so blessed with the, you know, it's so, the
surroundings.
So absolutely wonderful. So we'll do that down at the beach also. You know, we'll stand on one leg and do balance work and do some.
Doing this?
Well, I have flyers around on my website. I have a wonderful website, womantowomanwellness.com, and they can find it on there. And I think you'll probably put something up about that maybe on the screen.
Well, I don't know because we didn't ask them to do it before.
Okay, well, it's Woman to Woman Wellness, woman, M-A-N.
Yes, woman to woman.
Wellness.com.
Wellness.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was something else. You do a lot of volunteer work.
Well, and I really encourage my clients also to get involved in that. I think that we're all trying to find this balance, you know, and some people maybe are just doing too much and, you know, maybe helping, and women in particular, they're always helping everybody. And, you know, we're the caretakers, so we're taking care of the children. And, of course, if we are blessed to be married, I'm happily married for 22 years. And
Wow.
Yeah.
22 years.
Yeah.
Well, then it must be working.
It is. It's working. It's wonderful. And so, you know, you have the family. I'm working. I work for a wonderful nonprofit based in East Hampton called the Wellness Foundation, and they are just absolutely. We have a wonderful family that I work with, and the Mercers, and so I work part-time for them, and you know, I'm just very involved. I have my family, my friends, my church family. But, I really think that another secret to life, a joy-filled life, a content life, is when we help other people.
So true.
Yeah, so I have gotten involved quite a few years ago now with the retreat, and that's based in East Hampton, and it is a shelter for women and children that are in a domestic violence situation. So I actually have had, that's touched my life in the past, and so I actually speak out for them, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. I actually got to meet Denise Brown by volunteering at the retreat, and she really.
Denise Brown?
That was Nicole Brown Simpson's sister, and
Nicole Brown. Oh.
Yeah, so I heard her sister speak. And that was a number of years ago, and she helped bring more healing into my life, and she was speaking everything that I had lived through. Here? I saw her in New York City.
Oh.
And then I decided when I saw her that I would get more involved. I heard her through, being at a fundraiser for the retreat. And I thought, I'm going to get more involved. So within a week, I was asked to actually speak at a function for the retreat. It's called Commemoration Day, and it's every year they honor people who have lost their lives to domestic violence. So I've done that for the last couple of years, and I've gone to the shelter and given exercise classes to the women. And
hey, that's great.
Yeah.
They probably love that.
Yeah, and now you've gotten me kind of hooked up with Ellen's Run right here in Long Island, and it's going to be in Southampton this year in August.
Yes,
and
that's also a volunteer organization that raises money for breast cancer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you asked me, I mean, it just touched my heart because my best friend, was really affected last year by breast cancer. And it's, every time I turn around, I just meet so many different people, and it's become so prevalent. And I really thought this is a great opportunity because here it's something that I believe in with all my heart, helping and volunteering. And then, it's a run, so you don't have to run, you can walk.
I did, the first year I walked. The second year, I don't think I did anything. This year, well, I just help out,
Yeah.
That's, volunteering, you don't have to run. But a lot of people, they love to run. I mean, especially the youngsters.
Right, right. Well, I've dabbled in the running and I would say jogging. I've always done aerobics, kickboxing. I teach classes. I've always, taken classes since a young person. At 19, I joined my first gym, Lucille Roberts, a woman's gym.
Oh my gosh, it is. I remember that.
And absolutely loved it. I mean, it changes the chemical reaction in your body. It balances your hormones, and you sleep better at night, and it just helps with your emotional well-being. It helps to stabilize that. And I mean, we know all this. This is science. And what happens, physiologically in our body is just, you can't beat it. It's the best antidepressant out there.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. The best, the more active you are, the better you feel. And it's the best medicine for depression.
There's another wonderful organization, Mind Over Matter, in Sag Harbor, and that's run every year. And I was helping with that. That's a 5K, also like Ellen's Run, that was started by the Kaczynski family. They had lost their wife and mom to a brain tumor. A young woman like me, she was absolutely wonderful, Jo Gwen Kaczynski. And so at first I started volunteering with my Girl Scouts, and we gave out water at water stations, and I did that. And then I did the Girl Scouts for like 5 years, and moved on from there. And I started walking in it with some of my clients. And then this year I decided to run for the first time. And I was out there talking to everybody. Hi, how are you? They're like, she's crazy, this lady. But I'm very social. I really am a real social being. I've always been called a social butterfly, and that's kind of my logo, transformation.
Well, that is a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And the other thing is that you get to meet so many, many people, different people.
Yeah.
And I find that exciting because I do a lot of different things myself. And a lot of times I see somebody and I say, I know you. And of course they have to help me out to know from where, because you know, you're out of place and then you don't know who it is.
Yeah.
So did you mention everything? So how much time does it take to do all this? Some of it is volunteer and some of it you get paid.
Well, I have my own private business, Woman to Woman Wellness. And so
and how do people know? Oh, you said your website.
yeah, I have a website. I've been in the local newspapers for some time. And word of mouth, really. A lot of people
Word of mouth. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. And then I do work for the Wellness Foundation part-time as an employee. So,
is that the one that I attended?
Yes.
A few times.
Yes, and I can't say enough about how it's.
Yeah, how many members are there now?
Oh.
Is that a year-round thing? Or?
It's not, we take a little break in the summer, and we're always improving. And right now we're reading all our surveys from our members and to try to find out, you know, how we can better help the community. But we have our wonderful triangle, that's physical fitness and nutrition and stress management. So that's how we're trying to help people and as the whole person. And
there's a name for that.
Well, it's called a wellness circle, and we run them.
But the way you eat is called vegan?
Well, no, I mean, people can be vegans. They don't have to be vegans, but we do use Joel Fuhrman's books, and he's on our board, and he is a doctor of nutrition, has helped thousands and thousands of people, you know, heal their ailments through nutrition, so naturally, which we love. You know, the body wants to heal itself, so if we just think of when we cut ourselves or if we break a bone, it'll heal itself. So if we stay active, if we eat properly, you know, whole foods, and Joel has, Dr. Fuhrman has coined a word, and it's nutritarian, and I absolutely love it.
That's a different name.
Yeah, well, he coined this word, nutritarian. And what we like to do is encourage people to try to get high nutrient-dense foods into their body. High nutrient-dense foods.
I know you used to make those drinks, those, I don't know.
Smoothies, we call them.
What?
Yeah, smoothies.
Smoothie with spinach.
Spinach and kale, and those are superfoods. So anything with dark green leafy vegetables, and and the first time I heard it too, I thought, oh, this is weird to put it in with the fruit, look at you're making your face. But it actually is.
I did it, and every once in a while I'm doing it too. I'm just too lazy, but it's delicious.
Yeah, that's really the thing. I think that one of the keys is if we find that balance of taking care of ourselves, then we will get rid of the words like I'm too lazy to do it. You know, if it needs to become a priority, you know, it really needs to become, and that's that balance again I was talking about, where, you know, sometimes I could have a client on one end of the spectrum where she's helping everybody but herself, or somebody that it's just all about them, you know, and so wrapped up. And I try to help people to find the balance of that. That's empty, you know, all about you, and you're not going to find that peace and that real joy by helping others, or, you know, loving yourself, really. Loving yourself enough to make sure that we're eating properly.
Are you allowed to give the recipe for that mousse?
for the smoothie?
The smoothie.
Actually, I'm a very creative person. I'm from a family of artists, and I like to say that I'm artistic in the way that I make my food, and I'll use a different base, the liquid, different, you know, soy milk, or I use water a lot of times. Oat milk is great, and lots of ice, and then any kind of fruit you have in the house. So you can use, you know, I buy frozen fruit and fresh fruit, so pineapple, banana, raspberry, strawberries, you know, clementines, like anything. You can just mix it up, and you always have a different taste. And then, of course, I always put in a little kale, Swiss chard. I put in spinach, you know, and
You have to have a special mixer for that?
You don't have to. No, I use a regular $40 blender, and it comes out wonderful. Some people have more, you know, expensive Vitamixes or something, but I've been fine with my blender.
When I used to do this, I used to make up a whole bunch. I mean, I live by myself. I can't share it with the other people. So
Yeah.
I had it like for a few days. And when I didn't have time to eat, I just poured a glass of that. And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just wonderful. I have to start doing it again.
Oh, good. I want to encourage you. No, because I do get a lot of compliments. People are shocked that I'm a grandmother, and I have 2 wonderful grandbabies, and you know, 3 wonderful children. And I really have to say that it's because I always have been active, and I do eat. I've always eaten. You know, I always thought I ate really well, and then the more I got educated, I realized I had to step it up, and you know, and I'm still making changes, and we're really doing that at the foundation, where we're really encouraging people to find their own way and do the best that they can. And we're not saying you have to do this or do that. We're giving information and education and encouragement, and hopefully we're inspiring people. And what we really are, I mean, we're helping people from Montauk to Sag Harbor. And we have about 7 circles going right now. We have wonderful seminars every year. We've brought out Dr. Joel Furman and Dr.
Is Jennifer
Esselstyn.
still there?
Yes, Jennifer's the executive director, and she's wonderful. And
Yeah, she used to give wonderful, and she's funny too, wonderful stories about
yes.
people eating this way or that way.
And it's so much more. I think when you maybe were coming, it was called the Nutrition for Wellness Foundation. And we've since, the founder, Doug Mercer, our wonderful founder, he has changed it, and it is a nonprofit based in East Hampton, and it's now called the Wellness Foundation. And we've brought in, this past year, we brought in the stress management and also the physical fitness. And I was thrilled because, you know, I was kind of on the, you know, developing it with them, and that's how I run my business and my life, you know. I always find that, you know, even though I was helping people with their body, getting their body in shape and eating properly, and I have much more experience with the physical, you know, being a personal trainer and teaching classes for so long, about over 10 years now. But it always came back to, you know, reminding people about how blessed they are and how wonderful life is, and that's just, you know, that whole person. And that's really what wellness is to me, is that finding that balance of spirit, mind, and body. And you know, my faith is very big part of my life, and it's been wonderful that I can use that. You know, I feel really exactly where I'm supposed to be in my life.
Well, you're a wonderful example of what you're trying to do. If people look at you and say, I want to be like Barbara. I want to do what she does. I also remember being in your house when you had a meeting. Was it about a church? The church meeting was. And I met a lot of wonderful people. One of them is Sue.
Yes, Sue Alford, yes.
Yes, she just asked about you.
She did. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have a wonderful church family. I go to the Community Bible Church in Noyak. And my husband and I teach Sunday school there, another, if you will, volunteer. I mean, and it's just a natural kind of thing, because we both, you know, love children. I'm actually going to be at the Y, working with the children on behalf of the Wellness Foundation.
This summer?
This summer, yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, we've always done the name is escaping me, but it's like a camp for children over the Vacation Bible School. Our church always puts on a Vacation Bible School, so we're always involved in that. Yeah. So
and I remember doing some volunteer work at the Y a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When David Klarman was the head of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I also love to work with children.
Right.
They are just so wonderful and eager and innocent.
Innocent, right, right. Well, that's probably the big difference, and that's what the wellness is all about, is that as we experience life, and maybe we have a situation where we've been hurt, you know, we have to work out these things. So, you know, we need to work on forgiveness, and that's a big part of wellness, because I think, you know, a lot of the thing about people, why they're not taking care of themselves, is maybe they are not loving themselves, or
they hold on to resentment.
Yeah, yeah, disappointments. Yeah, so it's all connected. It's all connected. So, and the children, they don't have a lot of experiences. But it's, so, you know, when we forgive, we free ourselves. So that's really the beautiful thing. In children, you know, we try to teach them, right, to do that.
So about the movements you teach, is there any special way, because there's so many different names for it?
Well, my classes are very well-rounded. I do strength training, so I use weights with my clients and in my classes, and we want to keep our bones, and because we're not only working the muscles, but we're strengthening our bones, which, you know, we have a very high rate of osteoporosis in our country, and so I really, that's the best way to fight against that is, well, you want to change your
pills.
Yes, you want to do your strength training. And then I work with flexibility. We do stretching. So I use Pilates movements, and we end with yoga movements and really great stretches. But,
I was thinking of, what is it called, Tai Chi or something like that?
Oh, Tai Chi, yeah. Well, I don't do that, but I haven't done it, so I really couldn't really.
You don't know. I had somebody on my show who did that. And
okay. Yeah.
Well, would you believe it? The half hour is up.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much for inviting me again.
Oh, this is just wonderful,
be with
you do very good things for the community, and I'm glad you were able to air it. And what is your website again?
womantowomanwellness.com.
Okay, I hope everybody will remember that, Barbara's website. And I'm going to sign off by saying bye. My good friend Judy, may she rest in peace. This is what, when we went to Las Vegas and she put a nickel in the machine and then she didn't get anything back, she said, bye. And that just stayed with me all these years. I thought it was so funny. But she was crying because she lost a quarter.
Oh! I got my pennies stolen when I was in kindergarten. I was crying on my pennies. Oh, that was fun. That went fast.
And we kept it going.
And if by chance